up, Couch Potatoes and horror fans? We are back today to talk like the new hotness on the horror scene this year. It is Weapons, 2025, directed by Zach Cregger of Barbarian fame, which I actually showed you Barbarian before we watched this, just to make sure you were kind of into his style, because I loved Barbarian. I thought it was very unique, very fresh. Actually, some parts I thought, that's legitimately creepy. But I was worried a little bit about Weapons, because whenever a horror movie is getting overwhelming praise from critics, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. It's going to be elevated horror. I don't think that this was. I don't think it was. But I was concerned.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the next one. I was thinking of something else.
Okay, well, what about this one?
No, I wasn't concerned, but I was afraid it wasn't actually going to be spooky. Kind of the way they were framing it up, and I thought it was going to be too much social commentary, and
okay.
they were, yeah.
So you were going up, not like guarded, but a little bit of like, well, you know, I hope for the best, but maybe expect not so much.
Yes, my
Sophomore
expectations
slump with
were
this director.
softened.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, the reason that I was excited, obviously, is because I really liked what he did first, and it kind of reminded me how I felt about Ari Aster after I saw Hereditary, which I know we disagree about.
I know.
That's a very, very famous video on this channel, guys, of us arguing about Hereditary. I love it. She, not so much.
It's not good.
But with me, with Ari Aster, is like, I loved Hereditary. I really liked Midsummer.
Oh, I liked Midsummer.
Beau is Afraid was dog shit. And you didn't even show it to you. It was so bad. And I was just like, okay, that's a big letdown. Then there's Robert Eggers, who I also compare a lot to. We didn't like The Witch.
Oh,
I thought The Lighthouse made no sense. I liked The Northman. So I felt like his
Northman
stuff
was good.
And I liked Nosferatu. I felt like his was like, nah, and it's curving up. Where I felt like Ari Aster was like, and that. The reason I bring this up is because I'm always looking for the next great horror director, because we need him. You know, James Wan's kind of started working in other things.
He is pulling back.
So I'm always looking for the next great horror director. And after this movie, I'm hoping that this is going to be the guy that I thought Ari Aster was going to be. I really am very excited because I liked Barbarian a lot. And look, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as like everybody else, like, oh my God, it's so good. I'm like, no, I liked it a lot. I'm not calling it like an instant classic or anything. But again, it was unique. I didn't find it as scary as you did. We'll get that one, getting pumpkins. Creeped. But it was very original, because I thought about 30 minutes in, it's going to be another vampire movie, isn't it? So happy when it did something different, because I was very, very worried about it. Like, I love vampires. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Tired. We already had Sinners this year. I didn't need another vampire movie. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just saying why I was so excited about this is because this director's 2 for 2 for me now, and I'm very, very excited about what the future holds, because apparently he's doing a Resident Evil movie next, and he does love the games, and maybe he will actually make it like the games, because the 50 Resident Evil movies they've made have been nothing like the games. But again, Weapons. Now that I've said all that up and rambled on far too long, overall thoughts on Weapons.
Liked it a lot. I liked the framing, the different POVs. That was really enjoyable. Yes, legitimate creeps, legitimate spookies,
and not just jump scares either.
No, I gotta make sure my feet were covered. Especially that bed scene. All three bed scenes.
I thought Josh Brolin's was worse than hers. So yeah.
Yes, and so legitimate spookies. I was definitely flipping lights on when I went to go shut things down for the bed that night. So yeah, I was creeped.
So if I wore like the grease paint clown makeup, you wouldn't have been able to handle. Okay,
no. All
right, so I wouldn't do that. You never watch a scary movie with me again.
Yeah.
I mean, when Josh Brolin's his scene where he wakes up from his dream, he actually goes like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yes, exactly."
Appropriate response.
That's how I felt. Look, for me, the framing narrative was excellent.
Yeah.
Usually I don't like that, but when you're showing, basically, here's the last 24 hours for all these characters, and you're showing how all this one event all happened for them, and it fits together seamlessly like it did. Really good. Plus, it got less of Julia Garner on the screen, who I'm not a fan of. She wasn't bad in this movie, but also she was in maybe, 25%, 30% of the movie maybe?
She's a solid first maybe quarter of the movie, and then you pick up the threads of her story with everybody else. So she wasn't
Ozark painful to me like she was there. But I know it's an unpopular opinion. Everybody loves her except me. I just don't get it.
Oh, I think her character Justine, I have never seen a poor woman gaslit so bad.
Really?
Yes, they're like...
So do you have any teacher sympathy? Be honest here. She's an educator. Did you have teacher sympathy for her?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, she definitely crossed professional boundaries. Like, there are just things you don't do. Even
You don't
though
hug
your
a
heart's-
student. You don't drive them home.
You
know?
don't know. That's a huge, like, I don't know. Maybe in your small town you might be able to get away with that, but out here, no, you will be in big trouble because of insurance things.
Yeah.
But yeah, your heart breaks sometimes as a teacher, but professionally you just have to watch it happen. It's really hard. So yeah, but God, she also, like, as much as I do think like these other people came and gaslit her, you always make yourself a victim. Oh my gosh, the entire town is ready to hang her. What are you talking about? She makes her fair share of horrible personal decisions too. She's not she's not a good person.
She's an alcoholic, clearly.
Definitely.
And they talk about how she'd had incidents in the past. So yeah, I'm surprised this girl's even got a job. Still, and then you got Josh Brolin's character. What was his name? Did you write these names down?
I did. Justine, I just happen to remember Josh Brolin. I just called him Thanos because
Where he's Bran Walsh from the Goonies to me forever.
there you go.
No, I thought his, obviously, as a dad, thinking of putting myself in his position, that made him a very sympathetic character to me, even though after he paints on the girl's car and he's clearly wanting to attack her like the rest of the town is. Well, but he has kind of a heroic arc. He saves her from zombie BD Wong. And
then they team up.
Yeah, and it's actually quite enjoyable. And I think that's why the framing narrative works so good, because it got me interested in these characters in a way that when they do kind of all share scenes together, they're really good. You got Alden Ehrenreich. He was a police officer. Way better than he was as Han Solo, by the way. Another thing that gets buried is that the guy's actually a really good actor. It's just people always are going to go after him for the Solo thing. Like, not his fault. Think about the shoes you had to fill there. But he was very good. Clearly, I liked that all these characters were damaged. To me, a horror story is showing me characters that are imperfect, characters that are complete fuck-ups, for lack of a better word, and still making you care for them. Maybe they're not even the best people, but making you care in that Mike Flanagan way where you give a shit when something bad happens to them. Because me, in a horror movie, if it's just lambs to slaughter, it doesn't work for me.
I agree. You're not invested in those characters.
I need to be invested in them. And obviously, Alex, I think, the real MVP of the movie,
hero,
broke my heart a little bit seeing him have to take care of his parents like that. I mean, that was just devastating. I mean, to be completely transparent here, I got drunk one time when my kid was in a carrier. And I felt so bad about it that I was like, never again. I never want my kids to see me like that. And that's why I felt like the kids who have to take care of their parents are alcoholics or drug addicts or something like that. That's, I mean, obviously this was a different level than that. Yeah. But it's just kind of what made me think of it. It's just like these kids having to grow up too fast and things like that. And think about that kind of stress. And still having to go to school and have people shit on them. Oh, you need to be doing your homework better and stuff.
I mean, I think he, as the only other person in the classroom not disappeared, I think he got a bit of a pass. But man, I have literally in my notes, go Alex. Like, he held it together. And then at the end, he stepped up, crossed that salt, had a here's mommy situation through the bathroom door.
Here's mommy.
Like literally the face and everything. There's clearly a nod to that. But became the hero of his own story.
I think so.
I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So we kind of just went over our thoughts and kind of started talking about everything that we've liked here. Is there anything else more we liked you want to talk about before we get into what we didn't like? I like the villain. Holy shit, she was messed up.
Oh, Fruit Punch Mouth. She had Fruit Punch Mouth.
What was her name? Gladys?
Gladys.
It's Gladys.
Well, that's what she said her name was.
Yeah, again.
We don't even know. Him and I were both debating whether we even thought it was the actual sister.
Yeah. Was she actually related to the mother, or was that just like, you stole someone's identity kind of thing? Because she said, like, I never really met her before.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
she's much older.
So you come from like a family of this, or I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, okay, because that's what I was going to say. This is one of the better stories of that genre I have seen in, I can't even remember how long.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
For it not, and yes, happily not a vampire story. Not that I have a problem with vampire stories. I'm an Anne Rice girl.
I knew what it was as soon as she pulled that stick out. I knew exactly what it was, and I was like, yes, awesome, okay.
And they stuck the landing, and it wasn't dry or lame or like several other of these types are.
A villain like that, you got to be unsettling, and I think she absolutely, she was on the screen, man. I was like, the casting call for this, I can imagine what they asked for, and I think they nailed it. Because that woman, I would believe that she is actually what she is in that movie, because she is just terrifying looking.
Oh, so yeah, every vision of her, yes. Yeah.
So, and that's before we're talking about her, like, apparently, like, on a ceiling and in the forest. And, yeah, some messed up. Okay, what I didn't like necessarily, Now, it's a good thing and a bad thing. A good thing is I say, I don't like you to explain everything to me. You don't have to hold my hand. When you tell me what the monster is all about, it isn't always as scary. I like to have some shroud of mystery, and I don't feel like he's holding your hand here. He's saying, okay, you can kind of put together what she's trying to do. And we both did. We both thought that's what was going on with the missing kids. But it never exactly tells you that. It doesn't really explain what the hell are these dreams about. Are these people having real dreams? Is she forcing these dreams on them? What exactly is coming? What do they have to do with anything? Why did we only see these bad dreams of 2 of the characters?
3.
What was the third one?
Tweaker.
He was awake when that happened, though.
Are you ever really awake if you're always in a drug fog?
So he was full on like gone.
I don't know.
But again, I don't feel like having everything explained to me would make me like the movie more. I think it was just the appropriate amount. I like there being some mystery. To me, it's like, okay, if you got some questions at the end, that's okay. If it's in a way that keeps you talking about, like, remember we still talk about the ending of Inception today?
Yes.
I think that's a good thing that he didn't tell us. So I think something similar to this. They're talking about like a prequel movie. So I'm like, no. Don't do that.
I kind of think the one thing that kind of, I guess, drug for me, or like I could have done without, is the counselor. I believe his name was Marcus. Now, I do love it. Got kind
Is that B.D. Wong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of got dark comedy there, and I like that. But
is his name B.D. Wong? I'm thinking the guy from Jurassic Park. No, this is the guy that was in Doctor Strange. What's his name? I'm sorry. I forgot. I got his name mixed up with the guy from Jurassic Park.
But his POV I didn't really need. I think maybe if you hadn't already put it together, I guess that would put a bow on it for you.
I think seeing the ending of that character before we actually find out what happened added to the mystery in a great way.
Yeah, see, I didn't need his POV, and I thought it pulled it out maybe a little too long.
Okay. Well, again, I feel like we're nitpicking.
Right, and there you go. So, yeah, not a bad movie at all.
Yeah, no, I liked it quite a bit. So, pumpkins, out of 5, how scary was this movie?
3 pumpkins.
3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that might be the... Is this higher than Cape Fear for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think it's the scariest we've seen so far.
I didn't get scared. I was more intrigued. I think
you should have went and turned off the lights at night.
You tried it. I mean, unsettling, yes, but again, as a veteran of the horror genre, I was never scared. When you do like the really creepy, like honk jump scare sound, it doesn't do anything for me. Again, I found the grease paint makeup very creepy. Absolutely creepy, and it made you feel a little...
Yeah.
But it never really like scared me to a point where I'd say there was anything more than a 2 pumpkins. Okay. But, different strokes for different folks. Out of 5 stars, how many you
3
going?
stars.
3? Whoa, no, I'm going about a 4.25, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I still like Barbarian better. I think this one...
Agreed.
It obviously, with the framing narrative and the cast, I think they had a better cast maybe than Barbarian did. But I didn't have any complaints really about Barbarian's cast, really. It was just more about the atmosphere and the ambiance, what was going on in that movie, and the creepy crawly in that movie. Holy shit. Ugh. I'll never forget that thing.
Disturbing.
But I don't feel like, this, you have to compare this to the other one, but it's just like sophomore slump is usually a real thing. And with that, I don't feel like this had it. I feel like he kind of hit another level. Now, this is the guy, he started in comedy.
This didn't feel sophomoric. It didn't
What's
feel
amazing
slumpy.
about this, he started in comedy... The Whitest Kid You Know, you remember that? He did that. Yeah. I think what people don't understand about comedy is it's all about timing. So when people make the crossover from comedy to horror, people are like, oh, I don't understand how that works. Because they know how to do timing. Horror is all about timing, making those moments count. And I think that's really good. He's really showing something here. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, well, I've done my horror stories. Now I want to kind of do some other things. I'd like to see, again, this is my new star that I'm praying upon. Please give me a horror director that I'm going to be interested in seeing movies from for the next 10, 15 years. That's what I'm hoping for. And I know that's a lot of expectation put on somebody, but when your first 2 horror films are really unique and are bangers, it gives me that hope. So again, he's on that trajectory that Ari Aster was, but I've liked his second movie a lot more. I liked Midsummer, but man,
I liked Midsummer.
It was messed up. We should talk about that sometime. She liked that more than Hereditary, which I don't get.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, there we go. So, Weapons, guys. I know we're about the last people to see it, so I'm sure you can drop down below and tell us what you thought. It'll probably just be like, "Oh my God, you don't like Julia Garner? Do you even like acting?" I get that one a lot. But hey, we all have that one actor or actress, I think, that just everybody loves, and you're just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it at all. I think she's an overactor.
I think she's fine.
No. I think she's
She doesn't
terrible.
make my heart beat either way.
Terrible. Terrible. I still only watched Fantastic Four because she's Silver Surfer in it.
I did not know that.
Okay, we got to watch Fantastic Four and talk about it. It'll be really, really fun. All right, guys, so Weapons 2025. Let us know what you thought, and we will talk to you down below.